In the third chapter, we will talk about what's up in Budapest, beside the co-housing experiences and eco-housing innovative pilot projects. In some Western European countries, the community-led housing is supported by the public sector, and these cities have become the most innovative centers of co-housing idea. Meanwhile, here in Budapest, we just started with baby steps. More and more initiatives came up, but support from the governance could empower the realization of them. But till now, there were not such a support from their side. So another way of support is needed. That's what we realized. The Community Living Initiative, based in 2012 from the Technical University. The initiative concentrated on knowledge gain and exchange, mostly with research, case studies, and to transfer the gained knowledge to others. From the initiative of community living in 2019, an association grew up called the CoHousing Budapest Association. The association concentrates to form and mentor initiatives to live like this in Hungary and also support and work on the Hungarian co-housing model, which we can see should be tailored to the Hungarian circumstances. As international models, we concentrate on the German and Austrian models, as the experiences showed this could be the closest guidelines for the adaptation of the Hungarian model. CoHousing Budapest is an association working in the field of community living. Our members came from the wide variety of persons and professional backgrounds. We are connected through our knowledge and a fascination with different forms of cohabitant project. With the aim of developing the Hungarian model, the CoHousing Budapest Association was established just last year, with 15 founding members. And this is how we celebrated our founding meeting in a GIF. With some champagne, of course. But what we are doing in the real life? For example, we have a communication team in a big work, as you can see from the pictures. We made a communication strategy, as firstly it is important to inform people about this kind of way of living. What we already mentioned, that we are doing mentorship, mentoring, facilitation and monitoring. Trying to develop the Hungarian financing model and community development and also coaching with experts. We concentrate on Budapest and other bigger Hungarian cities.
And there are other associations in Hungary, for example MOBA. MOBA is a network about cooperative housing. The members are smaller, non-formal initiatives from different CEE countries. Now they have members from 5 countries. MOBA's aim is to organize a not financial dependent housing system. So they plan to create a larger organization that owns more houses in bigger CEE cities like Budapest. The Hungarian member of MOBA called RK, Rákóczi Kollektíva. This group is around 10 people with common educational background. They are young families and singles as well. Their first step was to find a property which could be suitable for more people to live in. With the help of members from Community Living Hungary Association, they tried to make plans about redevelopment of existing abandoned buildings. For example, an abandoned school building in Újpest or a villa in Kőbánya. We also made plans to redesign an old Bauhaus-style nurseries home. We made these plans through participatory planning process. Finally, they find a suitable and cheaper building in Zugló district. It is located in the inner suburb residential area. The building is a 3-story multifamily house around 300 square meters. They have 9 inhabitants and 9 separated bedrooms. They share kitchen, 2 kitchen, 2 bedrooms, a basement area and a small garden as well. Together, we made several versions of the house remodeling to find the most appropriate common space for the community. Now they can use a cozy kitchen, dining room and a living room together. They plan to find more houses for the others and optional new members. But there are other community projects which are independent from Rákóczi Kollektíva group, for example, the Sisi group co-living.
Yes, this is one that we mentioned before. This is 6 people living in there with the age between 22 and 32. This is like almost a 200 square meter flat near in the green area of Budapest. Basically, it is in the same place in Zugló. There is 6 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a big common places. And a lot of common events, which is one of these is eating together, which already by Grace is mentioned about this. The whole project in 2015, it started in another flat, in another district, in Ferencváros. And the picnic in the common ground was a usual thing that we made. But beside the eating, the music was a common language for us, not just between the flatmates, but with the neighbors as well. Several concerts were organized, and where the neighbors were invited as well. And you can see from the pictures, it's inside and outside parties as well. We found that the social media is a really good way to share how we are living. Share some stories on Instagram, for example, and this makes us more visible. Moreover, we were searching a new place to live together via social media channel, what you can see from here in the picture. And this was the way that basically we found one.
Another co-housing project, a small co-housing project in Budapest called D54, a shared house, which is a smaller co-housing project in the 11 districts of Budapest. Because of the renting prices, 5 young architects decided to search for another way of living. I'm one of these architects, so I live here in this building. So almost 3 years ago, we found a big terraced house, which was for rent. It was suitable for 12 people, but we had to renovate the building and make some changes together. Now we have separated bedrooms, big kitchens, common living rooms, and a nice garden as well. As you can see this garden in these pictures. I would like to show you some picture about the building process. It was the original space. We had to divide it to separated rooms. So we built walls together. We made it like the traditional Hungarian Kaláka building. It means that friends helped us to build the walls and kitchens. They also helped to paint the walls and reorganize the garden. And it is one of our living room now. I use this living room. I really love it. But we share not only the spaces, but activities as well. For example, meals together. It was this on the picture. It was one of our Christmas celebration. Or we go out together. We make barbecue in the garden. Some of us going to the gym together, and any other we decide to do together. It is nice to have somebody who wants to do the same as you want.
And living close, no?
Yeah.
In our next example, it's called Bíró Alapítványi House. This is take place in the 12th district. This is a foundation from a private heritage of the Bíró family. The house was bought in 2016 and the foundation established in the same year. This is a 5-floor house with 7 bedrooms and a lot of common facilities. The aim is firstly to support the living costs of the young doctors and nurses during their residency period, which is like between 2 and 4 years. They do not pay for a living in the house, just for the overhead cost, so they are able to make savings. The further aim of the founding members was the house will be like a think tank in the field of community living and sustainable living. During the year, they have several events organized by the foundation, like Sustainable Discussion Roundtable in every November. This is a picture from that event. And when we said earlier we're mentoring the Hungarian initiatives, it also means they invite us to celebrate together the birthday of the foundation. So the pictures, what you can see, it's from there, from last year of August. In this video, you can watch the application promo video because they now open the application again to live in with them in this community.
Gyakorlatilag megfizethető áron lakunk, így jóval kevesebb pénzt kell gyakorlatilag lakatásra költenem.
Pár évig így itt lehet az ember, és akkor tud félretenni.
Yeah, sorry for the Hungarian words. And the lots of information, what we were talking about before, can lead a question that what are the difficulties in Hungary to implement a co-housing project if we have such a wide range of small-scale examples? The answer is for that is the fears. What kind of fears? For example, this is high amount of time and work needed to establish one project, no financial external support, which was already mentioned before, no experience, legal security and model for it. That's why the Co-Housing Association is working on that. And there are preferences in the people owning the property. So this can be a really new way and a revision of how we own places and how we own our flats. Fear from the conflicts, and last but not least, fear from the community obligatories.
But now, after a lot of work, we have answers for the fears. The possible solutions could be for the first question or the first problem that co-housing network establishment can solve this first problem. The second is that we could have in Hungary also ethical property developers or bank inclusion. It could help the realization of a co-housing project. It could be also good if we could have a detailed legal framework for this kind of housing model, and it could also help if it could be possible implementation without own properties. So it's really important to have a detailed framework for joining and living in a co-housing group, and it could be nice to have some support of social developers or facilitators. And the Co-Housing Budapest Association is currently working on the Hungarian adaptable model based on these steps. And Collection Budapest is a co-housing group who is working on their own housing project.
What you can see it on the picture. The Collection Budapest Co-Housing Initiative has been established in the autumn of 2018. The first idea have come from when Szabi and me sit together chatting about how Szabolcs would imagine the way of his living in the future. When he was speaking about, I realized that he basically wants to live in a co-housing. So we decided, let's make a strategy for that and collect our friends first and start a co-housing initiative. This was the time when Fruzsi joined to us. So in the summer of 2018, we planned the autumn and the meetings, the workshops, how we will meet, what we will do with these peoples. The first official event was a picnic in the Margaret Island, and we furnished the space like a living room, the heart of a home. We started with a group of people around 20-25. now we are 8 people with different stages of our lives in our family environment as well. We had workshops together in every second Tuesday with different topics and with different goals. We started all workshops with a community by developing games. After the second semester workshop sessions, we made a questionnaire, and after that 8 people started to work on the real basis of implementation of the first CoHousing initiative in Budapest. After a long road, now we are in a stage where we know our vision and currently working on constitution for our community and the financial model. Meanwhile, we are working on our community as well. The common value, what we share, we believe that everything is better in community. We would like to draw a larger circle to our family, share our free time, knowledge and resources. We live in a place with the people we interact with daily. We imagine a place where we can live in like this way, like it in the picture. And in the next one, you can see the first common photo from us, from our second bigger community developing weekend, basically.